Alright, so we're starting a live. We're gonna wait a little bit, let some people get on, which I know is like always a super awkward phase. So just have like a waiting period. This one is pretty interesting today. Hey, Carrie. So we get some people on. It is Monday, and it has been a Monday of Mondays. And as you can see from the title of the video, I know, I gotta love Mondays. And to be honest, it's the perfect video for a Monday, right? Rookie mistakes at Epcot. And see, as a pro, I would always suggest to go to Disney on a Monday. And I actually like starting my trip on Sunday night, Monday morning. Alright, I'm going to get into it. Hopefully some people join in. I guess we'll see what happens. Hey, my name is Lucas. I am a travel agent. And I work for Small Destinations by Lucas. And we're associated with Small Destinations. And today I'm going to be talking about 7 rookie mistakes to avoid at Walt Disney World's Epcot. My number 7 is going to be underestimating the size of Epcot. Epcot, when you look at it on a map, does not appear to be a very large park compared to a lot of the other parks. But I have a couple of like really fun facts about Epcot. Epcot is 300 acres. I mean, that is just huge. In Spaceship Earth to Frozen Ever After in Norway, it says it's only a 10-minute walk, but it's definitely substantially long. Not substantially, but unless you're like booking it, it is longer than 10-minute walk. I mean, if you have kids or like, I don't know, if you're not the fastest of walkers, which I'm not. I'm a very mopey walker. I take my casual, leisurely time. So to get from Spaceship Earth to Frozen Ever After, it might take me 15 minutes. Interesting that Spaceship Earth is at the entrance. I can't remember. I think it's called Future World. It is the entrance of Future World, which is where most people will enter the park, unless you take the Skyline or you walk there from Boardwalk or Beach Club. You will more than likely be walking through the front entrance. It is the bus entrance. It is the parking entrance. So from Spaceship Earth to the Norway Pavilion, easy 15 minutes. And say there's a bottleneck of people, maybe 20. But it is a very long walk. And that is important to know because Epcot is one of the few places where I feel like reservations for dining are pretty important. So you might think, oh, I have plenty of time. It's only going to take me 10 minutes. Well, it might take you 20 minutes and you miss your reservation. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I always show up 15 minutes early. And most people do. I'm not one of those people. So I'm always worried about, the last second being late. It's also important to remember that when you're getting on a ride or, making fast pass reservations, you want to base your day around those type of things. But anyway, our first rookie mistake is, like I said, underestimating the size of Epcot. My second rookie mistake, and I am very guilty of this, forgetting your sunblock. I have been sunburned at Epcot more than probably any other park. And I probably would never change because I don't think about it. I don't wear sunblock when I'm at home. I don't wear it to any of the other parks either, to be honest. But Epcot's kind of an open area. It is a wide open park. There's a lot of walking to and from the countries. And you're gonna be outside of most of the day. So that sun just beating on you all day long, it's gonna get to you. And I recommend sunblock in general, but I highly recommend sunblock at Epcot. A little bit of a fun story. This most recent trip I went on a couple of months ago with the other agents, the masks they finally removed them from outdoors. Yeah, I live in Louisiana, so I don't know why I don't think to bring sunblock. I'm around the sun all the time. Well, this most recent trip I went on, I did not bring any sunblock. I didn't even think about it. We got to take the mask off outdoors, which was great. Very much enjoyed it because Florida is very hot. In general, it's very humid. But I'm kind of used to the humidity. Like I said, I live in Louisiana. It's kind of the same thing. I was outside my first day without a mask on, And I've been talking to other agents who I just met in person. Had a pretty good time. Well, my nose got burnt. Well, that wouldn't be that bad, Usually, no big deal. It's just a nose. But it was burnt, right here, where I would be putting the mask on for the rest of my trip. And, you still need to wear the mask indoors, around other people. And I bought a new mask that trip. Let's put it that way. Because the masks that I had were very abrasive. And look. Just bring your sunblock. Alright? My third tip, or third rookie mistake to avoid, don't wear the wrong shoes. Alright? Epcot is huge. And fun little fact, the walk around the countries alone is 1.2 miles. And I'm not saying 1.2 miles is a lot, but just the countries by themselves are 1.2 miles. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you gotta include, walking back and forth from the buses, from the parking, wherever you enter the park at. I doubt you're just gonna do one loop and be like, all right, I'm done, And I doubt you're not gonna go back and forth between reservations or from here. A lot of that stuff just kind of, adds up. And you might just be tired from a different park. Epcot probably isn't going to be your first park. Say you wore yourself out at Magic Kingdom, and now you're going to Epcot, and your feet are just, done. And I say this, I've seen people dress up very nice. And look, I wish I was one of those people that could dress extremely nice and go to the parks. But I need a good pair of tennis shoes. And I'm not saying, look, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But just warning you, your feet, it might not thank you later. I bring about 2 to 3 pairs of shoes with me when I go to Disney World. And I try and rotate every other day. Just to help out a little bit. Because like I said, it is a lot of walking, and Epcot is a lot of walking without a lot of breaks. You're not going to be staying in line a lot. There are rides at Epcot. Yeah, dress shoes and theme park walking do not go well together. I know people wear flip-flops every trip. My dad is one of those people. And he thinks, it doesn't bother him. More power to him, I have, like I said, 2 pair of tennis shoes. And then I have shoes for when I get back to the room. I just don't want to have my feet get messed up. I've been there, had blisters. It's miserable. Anyway. Alright, so on to number 4. Not riding Spaceship Earth. I don't know how people can go to Epcot and not ride the ride inside of the giant ball. But I've had people tell me that they don't see the point. Look, Spaceship Earth is one of my, I'm not gonna say favorite rides because but it's iconic. All right, Spaceship Earth, it's one of those rides that you always ride it and you get off and you feel inspired. All right, I love Spaceship Earth. It's got so many cool little lingos that come out of it, and I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. And you have to ride it at least once. It's just a very well thought out ride. It is a dark ride, and the wait time is usually pretty low, and look, Disney's on point. They get that line it's continuous line. All right, you're not gonna be standing there waiting. And like Spaceship Earth is just a classic. Everyone should ride it at least once. I try and ride it every trip. It's just one of my favorite rides. So next rookie mistake. I call it the Test Track trap. Oh, I love Test Track. It is probably the top ride in Epcot. I call it the Test Track trap because just because it says one wait time doesn't mean it is that wait time. Sometimes things happen on rides like Test Track. It is one of the fastest roller coasters at Disney World. If not the fastest, I can't give you an accurate number. But it is definitely one of the top thrill rides in my opinion. And it's just one of those rides that everybody should go through it at least once. It is very memorable. Especially if you're like a car guy or a car person. Like I'm not big on vehicles. If it gets me from point A to point B, I'll drive it. But Test Track is just one of those very hands-on rides. I'll leave it to that. You have to ride at least once. It's super fun. Just don't base anything on Test Track. Hey, Vanda. Because Test Track can say one time, and then look, it might only be 20 minutes. I'm just saying, it might be 20 minutes off. Don't base your reservations, or like if you have to meet a reservation in an hour and Test Track says it's 50 minutes, I don't know if I would risk not getting in that line. I would go to my reservation, come back and ride Test Track though. Because Test Track is definitely one of the best rides in Epcot, if not the best ride for now. There are some exciting things coming to Epcot. Yeah, Vanda's right. Leave the heels at home. Oh yeah, I've seen people wear heels. Again, not for me. But I don't know if I could wear heels at home either. So this one might be controversial. My number 6 rookie mistake for Epcot is don't skip rope drop. A lot of people see Epcot as a leisurely park, and look, Epcot can be very leisurely, and I would agree with you on most parts. But Epcot's one of the parks that opens up the latest in the day. I want to say usually around 10 or 11. So, look, you might want to sleep past that. I don't. I have 3 kids, so that just doesn't happen. Well, at Rope Drop, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten in Frozen Ever After, right after Rope Drop. And if I would have waited, came in later in the day, I probably would have had to wait an hour or so. And I know Frozen Ever After isn't everybody's favorite ride, but it is a very cute ride. And if you have I have a little girl who just loves Frozen, and we brought her on Frozen Ever After, and she absolutely loves it, right? And one of my favorite pictures came from that ride. It's like a startled expression on her face, but it is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I would wait an hour for that moment again, but I didn't have to because I went to Rope Drop, got in, rode Frozen Ever After, and then the rest of my day I could go do whatever I wanted. And I have another picture of my daughter where she rode Frozen Ever After and got off. And a little backstory. During quarantine, at the beginning of quarantine, I was living in my dad's house before we moved. And we watched Frozen 2 almost every single day. to where my daughter can actually do the entire monologue for every character from Frozen 2. Well, we get off Frozen Ever After, and she saw Anna and Elsa, and she like, I have a picture of her like holding them, looking up at me, and I mean, of course, I bought them for her. You know, I'm the softest person in the world when it comes to my kid. I will deny that to anybody who doesn't watch this video and have it on record. But you know, that's my oldest daughter, and it was the cutest thing that I had ever seen in my entire life, and of course, I bought them. Anyway, like I said, do not skip rope drop. You can do so much more in the day if you make it to rope drop, get on those major rides at the beginning of the day, and then it frees up the rest of your day to do whatever you want. And look, you know, I mean, I like to go open to close. I know it's not for everybody. I am a sucker. I am a complete and utter sucker, and I have 2 more daughters. So I just imagine I'm not going to be able to afford to go to Disney World anymore because, I don't know, I'm like a big souvenir person, and I will give them probably whatever they want. I can't help it. You know, it's just who I am. Like I said, I highly recommend making it to rope drop, riding those big rides, getting them out of the way. And you have the rest of the day to like, I don't know, I really enjoy the shopping at Epcot. And I really enjoy just taking in the environment. Yeah, Disney has some of the best souvenirs. And I'm a grown man that has no need for any of it. But for some reason, I had to buy it. And then my last rookie mistake to avoid is not taking your sweet time in the countries. And sweet is, of course, a pun. But there's just so many food offerings within the countries. And they have like, you know, I think almost every country or pavilion has like an extra food area. I mean, my go-to place is the ice cream. Yeah, when you're little and can keep up, it is substantially better. I remember going as a kid, and the countries were just so daunting, right? Because my mom was a big photographer, so every country we had to take like 10 pictures. And look, I looking back now, I'm so glad we did all of that. And again, like I highly recommend getting all those Kodak moments in with your family. But I just remember as a kid just being like exhausted. And I used to like, I wouldn't say hate Epcot, but I did not want to go to Epcot. You know, I mean, we would walk there from the boardwalk. So you walk there from the boardwalk and then you immediately get into picture taking. I mean, it was half the day was spent taking pictures for the scrapbook. And look, looking back, I'm so glad we did it. But like I said, as a kid, you're just walking and walking, which is why your shoes are so important, right? But now that I'm married with children, me and my wife love going to like the little shops inside of Epcot and just like seeing what all they have, because there's just so many options and so many different variations of things. My favorite thing to eat at Epcot. Now, I do love the pizza in Italy, but I also love the ice cream in France. And I try to at least once every trip eat the ice cream in France. Yeah, I found some really unique stuff, especially like this past trip. I want to say I bought my daughter I was by myself, I bought her a mini Rella hat. And then I bought my wife like a pair of earrings that she really wanted. And I found them at Epcot. I couldn't find them anywhere else. So Epcot actually probably has some of the best shopping also. Which every park has very unique shopping. But Epcot to me has some of the best. In the aspect of you can get stuff that you might not find at any other park or like anywhere else that you're going to go. So I know France has a perfume cologne shop. And I bought my aunt stuff from there a few times. And then Germany has its own scent. So I actually wear the scent from Germany quite a lot. Like I said, like every country just has so much, and you can just get so enveloped in the culture. And hopefully after COVID finally, hopefully goes away, they usually try and get the workers from that country. So when you actually go to that country, you're getting to interact with people from that country, and it's just like a very amazing feeling. And it's just a very unique experience, and I can't tell you how much you just need to. I know we go to Disney and we're like, we gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. And Epcot, I recommend just like taking the day, relaxing. Get those big rides, go do them. You're gonna have a blast. But just take it all in. Me and my wife we're real big on. We have one day where we do go to Epcot and we try and do whatever we can in Epcot. Yeah, it is, I can see where that would be very beneficial. We like to go to Epcot at the end of every day almost because they also have some of the best fireworks. Like I said, I can't tell you enough how Epcot's one of those parks where you just gotta take it in, relax, take a breather. If you want to go, 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 you're going to go to Magic Kingdom, you're going to go to Hollywood Studios, and then you're going to have a blast. But Epcot at the end of a long day, it's just such a very tranquil moment, right? And I can't tell you that 10 years ago I would have the same opinion because I know I wouldn't. But now that I'm older and I can see it for what it is, Epcot is probably one of my favorite parks for what it is. It is a very educational park. It is a very look at the future park. It's just a very one of a kind park. I don't think you can go anywhere else. I'm gonna say in the world, and somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, we can go here." But I'm gonna say you can't go anywhere else in the world and find a park quite like Epcot. And I just hope everybody gets to take that in. And that is all from me today. Like I said, I am Lucas with Smile Destinations by Lucas. And this has been the 7 rookie mistakes to avoid at Disney World's Epcot. Bye.